Ronaldinho had the world at his feet at the age of 26. He'd won the World Cup, Champions League, La Liga, and Copa America, and was on top of the footballing world with a Ballan d'Or to his name in 2006 after he was an integral part of the 2002 FIFA World Cup winning team, starring alongside Ronaldo in a formidable attacking trio called the 3 Rs that made their opponents shake in their boots. But that was his peak before he was from the world's best number of prisoner number 194. Ronaldinho isn't someone who actively strived for greatness, but someone who just naturally arrived there, naturally gifted with the ability to magically do things that nobody else could do, and he did them because it made other people happy. Like his double nutmeg at Soccer Aid. The Samba sensation was once revered around the world as one of the most talented to ever grace the beautiful game. It wasn't a smooth ascent for the teenage football star with his trademark goofy bucktooth smile via the glittery lights of Europe's most cosmopolitan cities to imprisonment and near bankruptcy. Ronaldinho charmed the world with his magic on the pitch during his prime years at Barcelona, but the early signs of his decline became apparent during his final year there as his nightlife and partying hard became more apparent. It's said that his indulgent lifestyle became so excessive that he was often drinking on the streets of Catalonia with friends until the early hours of the morning and often the night before crucial league or Champions League matches. Videos of him partying and dancing until the morning became viral, and Barcelona used gastroenteritis as an excuse to cover his absences from training. But it was also the emergence of a young Lionel Messi, whose emergence as one of the most exciting prospects in world football spelt the beginning of the end of Ronaldinho in his prime. And when Messi grabbed his first Barca hat trick in a 3-3 draw with Real Madrid in 2007, many believed the apprentice had become the master and that Ronaldinho's moon was beginning to wane and he was no longer the untouchable member of the Blaugrana's star-studded side. Former Barcelona midfielder Alexander Hleb said that the decision to sell Ronaldinho and Deco in 2008 was made to protect young Messi from their influence, as the two would often turn up to training drunk. He told Voca TV, quote, "Ronaldinho and Deco came to training drunk. That's why Ronaldinho and Deco were sold in 2008. Because they were afraid that they would bring down Lionel Messi," end quote. In fact, he was very disposable. At the end of the 2007-08 season, Barca's new coach Pep Guardiola told reporters that Deco, Ronaldinho, and Samuel Eto'o were not in his plans for the squad for the next season. Ronaldinho's departure from Barcelona was his turning point. He organized parties that lasted for days from the money he'd saved up, and later on, couldn't rediscover his form either in Italy or back in his home country. One night, a group of fans in a Milan disco forced him out of the premises and forced him to go home, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Since finally retiring at the start of 2018, Ronaldinho's life off the pitch came under a more intense microscope. His public support of controversial President Jair Bolsonaro has made headlines back home, and in July 2019, over 50 of his properties were seized by the Brazilian authorities, along with his Brazilian and Spanish passports, because of unpaid taxes and fines dating back almost a decade. In March 2020, Ronaldinho and his then 49-year-old brother were held in Paraguay on suspicion of entering the country with a false passport and doctored documents, and was detained in the country's maximum security aggravation, Especializada prison. His lawyer claimed he was stupid instead of guilty, saying he did not understand. He was using false documents when he traveled to Paraguay, but the 39-year-old was denied house arrest after he offered to post an $800,000 in bail bond by putting up a local businessman's property as collateral in exchange for being moved from a maximum security jail to house arrest. There were also reports that the former Ballon d'Or winner had just £5 to his name and was believed to be close to bankruptcy. But he didn't waste his 32 days in prison and even played and taught football there. But despite appearing smiling in pictures in jail, being locked up took its toll on the Brazilian legend. His friend, former Paraguay international Nelson Cuevas, told CNN Radio, quote, "Ronaldinho is not happy at all. What distinguishes him is his smile, his good energy, his way of being, but today, due to the situation he is going through, that smile is lost because he is in prison, which is a place he is not accustomed to," end quote. Since his release, Ronaldinho changed lanes and dived into the alcohol and entertainment industry, making a fortune for himself with numerous savvy business moves. He helped promote Atlético Mineiro's stadium, the club where he won the Copa Libertadores in 2013, and even was awarded the title of an honorary citizen in Belo Horizonte. Later on, he decided to open a studio there to take a step into music, recording a music video with Recade Mob and rapper Djonga. In 2021, his life and football career was turned into a documentary called The Happiest Man in the World. Thankfully, he didn't slip into oblivion, and the once beloved footballer with the goofy, toothy grin decided to bounce back into the world of football, but not as a player. Earlier this year, it was learned that is working on a worldwide street soccer league to provide young and talented footballers from all over the world the opportunity to showcase their skills at the game at a tournament in late 2023 under the banner of the Ronaldinho Global Street League. What a beautiful turnaround for Ronaldinho, who went from rags to riches and decided to gift the world his genius once more.